like the speed of sound. We can keep on the ground.
What's good, YouTubies? Now 137AK Snow back again with another top 10. Last week was top 10 video games. Check it out in the video description if you missed it. This week we have top 10 films. Brought it forward for you guys. I had it planned anyway, but there was a lot of requests for it, so let's get into it. Number 10, Scarface. Now Scarface is such a phenomenal film, and I watched it when I was about 15, and I didn't really understand it or appreciate it because I was obviously younger. So when I hit about 21, my brother told me to watch it, and I watched it, and with my wisdom and life experience and just a all-round better knowledge of everything, I watched this film again and I fell in love with it because the acting from Al Pacino and is just genius. He's an absolutely genius in this role. This was his best role by far, and the film's got a great storyline and what sort of struggle he had to go through to get to where he was, and then it's obviously a sad ending, and you know, you got girls, sex, money, drugs, cars, all that sort of stuff in it as well, which is a great bonus. So, badass film. In at number 9, Crash. Now, Crash was one of the first successful films to try this sort of story, where they're all got different storylines and then they all cross over or meet at the end. And it was revolutionary, in my opinion. And it's a great film. Great acting from everyone involved. It hits on a lot of topics, different topics to watch, and it's just very interesting and a great film. I mean, you can't really go anywhere wrong with it. It's great. In at number 8, Green Mile. Now, Green Mile is such a warm-hearted film, and it's such a it can make you cry because it's just one of those films. I haven't cried about it. Tom Hanks in it, amazing. Always amazing Tom Hanks. You can never go wrong with a Tom Hanks film. And Michael Clark Duncan, is it? Who died recently. Him as like the sensitive soul, who's a big, massive, like beast of a guy. He played it just phenomenal as well. And the storyline's obviously good. He can heal people and all that great stuff. But the camaraderie and friendship between Tom Hanks and Michael Clark Duncan's characters is what really makes this film great. In at number 7, the Batman trilogy. Now, I didn't know which film to put in of these, and I'm a comic book fan anyway, so I just put all three together. You can't really disregard Batman Begins because it's where it all started, it's where it all came from, even though it wasn't the better of the three films. Heath Ledger as the Joker in The Dark Knight was just probably the best acting I've ever seen in any role. And the whole end of the film where it all ties together with Tom Hardy as Bane was just epic as well. So all three put together in at number 7. In at number 6, Fight Club. Such a great film. Comedy, fighting, such a basic storyline where people just fight. That's it. That's basically the entire film. But there's also a very, very brilliant twist at the end, which I never saw coming. Brad Pitt as Tyler Durden, the sort of crazy dude, is just epic. And Brad Pitt's a great actor anyway, so rightly gets its number 6 spot, this film does. And I hope you guys agree with me with that because it is a badass film. In at number 5, the first Matrix. Now, I say the first Matrix because even though the second and third films were brilliant, they were a bit silly for me and they kind of ruined the franchise. More so the third one than the second one. But Matrix 1 was legendary. It was revolutionary. It was ahead of its time. Everybody wanted to be Neo. Everybody. Morpheus, the dude, what's his name? Can't remember his name now. Him as Morpheus is just badass, sort of like the leader, the prophet, the person leading Neo to be who he is, and then Neo learning his powers and stuff, and then all the effects in the Matrix 1 were just badass. So yes, and I do say badass a lot. I know you're going to say it to me in the comments, but it's a badass film. It is a badass film. Get over it. In at number 4, another badass film, Face Off. Now, I don't know whether a lot of people will know this because I never hear anyone talking about it or pulling it in their top 10s or such. And it's such a great film. Main two characters in it are John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. And they swap identities. I'm not going to get into it too deep because I want you to watch this film if you haven't seen it. They swap identities. Now, let's just put it that way. Let's just put it this way. An actor in a film acts a role. Yeah, so they are a person, they are acting a role. In this film, you have a person, the actor, acting a role, pretending to be the opposite person in the film. I mean, that's just actor inception, and it's a mindfuck. and it's a brilliant film. Storyline's badass, the acting is phenomenal, especially from Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is just epic in this film. If you haven't seen it, watch it now, right now. Just turn off my video and go and watch it. In at number 3, talking about actor Inception. Now, I didn't want to put this in my top 10 at all because it's a very modern film, but you can't escape from the fact that it's legendary and it's just one of the best films I've ever seen or ever watched. Now, the effects in it are amazing, the storyline's badass, and the whole concept of the film is just crazy. It's so complex, but the directing and the acting make you follow it. Like, you can follow it even though it's a very complex storyline and there's a lot to it. And the whole going into someone's dreams things and having to get out by basically falling back or something like along those lines, and you all have to do it on the different levels. You have to do it all at the same time so you all get out safe. It's just amazing, and the whole film is just brilliant from start to finish. And the twist at the end, I don't know, I can't really say I liked it. I think it was more frustration for me because I wanted it to have closure, because it was such a great film. I wanted to have closure, but then again, you can't disregard the fact that it's absolutely epic for leaving it open for you to think about it. So one of those just legendary films, and it will be legendary. In at number 2, probably going to be high on everyone's list of top 10s, Shawshank Redemption. Now, Shawshank Redemption is amazing. The guy who plays the main character, I can't remember his name right now, is phenomenal in this film. He's such like a, he seems like a very carefree type of person as the character, but he's also a very astute and intelligent genius. And what he does while he's locked away in the prison, how he sets it up for the rest of the film, throughout the film, like you don't even realise what he's doing until the end of the film. And that is something that is great in this movie, that you can just sit there, watch it, enjoy it, get enthralled so much that you don't even see what's happening, obviously if you're watching it for the first time. Morgan Freeman in it is just great. All the characters in it are great, but Morgan Freeman is great in every film, but he's brilliant in this as well. And the camaraderie and friendship between the two characters is just great. And then at the end of the film, obviously it has a very warm-hearted, complete ending, which makes you just feel good about the film. And in at number 1, now this was always going to be my number 1. If you know me, you know that I've watched this film over 200 times easily. And that is Unbreakable with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. In my opinion, their best roles in history. For them two actors, this is their best role. If you haven't seen this film, watch it. It's about comic book in real life, as to say, like real life people having sort of powers and special powers. And it's such a brilliant film. The music in it is phenomenal. The music score is easily the best music I've ever heard in a film. And I don't want to get too much into the storyline, but just watch it. That's all I can say. Just watch it, because I don't want to spoil it for you, because it's that great of a film. In my opinion, it's the most underrated film in history. And a lot of people, you probably wouldn't have even watched it or heard of it. So just go and watch it and trust me. And come back here to this video and tell me what you think of the film. But that's my top 10 for this week. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what films you like, which you think should have been in the top 10. Let me know about your top 10. And check the video description. All that good stuff. Like and favourite the video. But that is me done for today though, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Coming up on the weekend, screenshots, all the usual stuff. Peace out. Take care.